Oh,
all right
then.
So, here we are. Chapter 273.
We are here.
There's a lot going on in all the words that I care about.
A lot of shit going down. Real life and anime life.
Yes, the flat black and white anime.
Oh, God.
So it's been a week.
It's been a week.
And it's chapter 273. And Shigaraki is actually standing in this chapter. Isn't that cool?
Oh, stand proud.
He stood up today.
He stood up today.
Which is pretty rad.
Did he see his shadow? Are we gonna have another few weeks of winter?
Good question.
He goes back into his fucking test tube like, no. Not today.
Not dealing with this shit, man.
I didn't cook long enough. The egg remained in the microwave not long enough.
Don't microwave eggs. That's how they explode.
Yes, Taku knows.
Wait, hold on. Do not microwave an egg. People listening at home.
Yeah, don't do that. Also, he doesn't have a shadow in this scene, so
I don't think the sun exists.
Yeah. So
Horikoshi may love drawing hands, but he hates drawing
honestly,
shadows.
I'm here for it. I mean, come on, his hair is bleach white.
Besides dark
his hair,
shadows.
Shigaraki's hair is now bleach white, way whiter than it has been in the series so far, and it casts no shadows on his face. Like, holy crap.
Yes, that's very true. There's a lot of things that changed and went down in this chapter.
Right. So let's start from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
First, we have the follow-through on the
45.
Detroit, Louisiana, whatever fucking smash it was.
45.
St. Louis smash, I think it was, actually.
Yes.
Yeah, that's his arrow.
And then it immediately is just fucking wiped out. Immediately.
That did nothing.
It didn't stop it.
Yes.
It's like some kind of shockwave.
And then there's his flashback,
which is interesting because the motherfucker was paying attention. Holy crap.
Look how tiny his arms are. Look how small he is. Look at that small being. And look at the big boy on the chapter before. Look how thick his leg and arms are. Come on.
Does Horikoshi have to redraw old panels, or can he pull back old art?
I believe.
I
think he would have to
redraw them because I think that's a different perspective.
Not only is it a different perspective, he then has to put the thought bubbles in front of the...
God, drawing over his fucking flashbacks all the time must be annoying. He flashbacks all the time.
That's true. I mean, some of them he probably doesn't have to.
He's constantly flashing back to shit that happens a few chapters ago.
It's true. I mean...
Yeah, I'm sure some of them he just pulls.
Yeah. I mean, this one makes sense because, this is from almost 200 chapters ago.
It's also only one panel, to be fair.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's interesting. So how do we get here? Shigaraki has gotten... Shigaraki has had quite a thing because I started looking at a lot of the older Shigaraki stuff just to take a look to see how we got to where we are. And our first few instances of Shigaraki leaving the bar, on the first one, he nearly kills Eraserhead, which is powerful enough, but then he leaves because Snipe shot him 5 times.
It's true.
And I was totally caught off guard, even though I'd seen it before. I was like, holy shit, that guy just shot him 6 times. Holy crap.
Wait, yeah. Guns do exist.
Which is very strange because, Snipe and figuring out how his quirk existed is a real question since guns are very illegal in Japan.
It's all projectile based. I'm sure it's projectile based. He maybe had a slingshot.
I mean, there's also the literal character Gunhead.
Oh god, there are so many quirks revolving around
Gunhead martial arts. Hey, but he's a very strict martial arts program.
There was a villain at USJ who had a gun barrel on the tip of each of his fingers.
Yes. It's true.
Yeah, he did. Did he have a weird face?
Yeah, I think so. And I think his eyes were also guns.
Yeah.
Very, very.
Imagine your body is just evolving guns onto.
It was very One Piece of him, to be honest.
You're literally
very One Piece of him.
Oh yeah, very. Yes.
Too bad we haven't had anybody with a quirk that makes their teeth into pianos.
Yes. So let's continue on with the going through panel by panel.
So we have Tan Deku.
Yes. Very
Yeah, that
tan
was
Deku.
very
And then we have
Like-
Shoto just going off.
Todoroki doing
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
heaven-piercing ice wall.
And then we
I love.
All right, can we compare sizes to Getten's ice wall here?
I think
Like,
Getten.
are
I
we
think
gonna
it's just a
compare
given
sizes?
that Getten and Dabi's ice and fire are respectively much more powerful than Todoroki's. It's just that
Yeah,
because
it's, like one of
it's a
those
trade-off.
things,
yes.
Yeah.
Then we get to one of my favorite panels in the whole thing.
Yes.
Bakugo carrying a little girl with his teeth.
It's true.
Or is that an old lady? I honestly can't
Also,
I think
that-
it's a little kid.
No, that's
Yes.
definitely a little kid. But no, my the very very well drawn and well like the old lady that Araka is
Yes.
carrying.
Yes.
Like look how ridiculously
Yes.
it's hysterical.
And then
to me.
and then we also see Deku using his the
Black Whip
Whip.
again, which is interesting
Whip.
because
by
Black
command
Whip-
on command.
ever since the arc Black Whip was introduced, it hasn't done too much.
No, it is not.
So far, I've seen it.
I mean,
so far, I've
yeah.
seen it exclusively pick up cars.
I mean it's consistent. I mean it
did
blew up
blow up
robots. It
robots.
blew up robots.
Yes.
Yeah, at when they demonstrated what they learned at the joint.
Yes.
Oh, well.
It does still
Look,
count.
that still counts.
It
It's
did blow
still-
up.
I
blow
did
up
it
robots.
once. Whatever.
And then
I'm just gonna talk about the Flash that's in the last panel on the page 5.
yes,
Flash.
the Flash.
You see him? But also Deku's mouth, like, completely taking up
God, you
his
know, that's
entire
something,
face.
again, that I love about Horikoshi's drawings, is just how expressive they are to the point where
Well, that's the
realism takes a back seat to getting an emotion across.
that's part of anime in general, though.
Yeah, especially...
But-
yeah.
Maybe, but there's something special
Also,
about
look at
the way
that-
he draws
Yes.
them.
That
Yes.
nice little Nejire panel, you know? That
More
nice little-
development!
She exists.
She's there. She's thinking about her trainer.
Also, Tenya with that... Tenya...
Ida
still
is
Tenya.
here.
I don't think he's in Genium yet. No, it's a hero name. Come
Oh,
on
that's
now.
right, that.
But his eyes, very expressive for a helmet.
Just a circle.
Also, I love the falling letters.
Well,
Is that what those
It's
are?
because of
Oh,
it's
shit,
because of
you're right.
it's
They
because the
look like
comic.
letters.
I forgot his name.
It's the oh my god, it's the menacing.
yes.
It's the JoJo
It's
menacing
JoJo menacing
kanji.
kanji.
Oh,
Yes.
that's hysterical.
That's real.
And you do
funny.
see, you also do see Animal Boy and all of his animals running away.
Yeah, Coda.
Yeah.
Coda,
Which is really cool, like
Do
seeing him
things,
like
yeah.
actually use the animals.
It's
for
interesting though that
He's also
I mean,
saving
think of it
them.
this way, isn't it interesting that this team, right? This team, the 1A students in it are all of our like main characters, being Deku, Bakugo, Todoroki, Uraraka, Froppy, and Ida. But for whatever reason, also Koda's here.
It's true.
Hey, for a evacuation protocol, he is probably
No, he's the best
besides him-
equipped. He's the best equipped to move animals.
Besides
back.
Jiro.
Yeah, obviously, but it's like all I'm thinking is just like because the way I see
How
this
did you
going
get
is
here?
like the way this ends is going to end with all of the teams that we saw established a few chapters back, kind of having to stick together until they can all
Yes,
meet up again.
yes.
So,
Yeah.
like, we're probably going to see a few chapters of them like running away or something.
Likely.
So
Oh, and
you know,
actually,
it's a bit strange to have Coda here. That's
is that Okay, no, I'm just looking at the panel wrong.
Okay.
yeah. Coda's an interesting addition
Yes.
here.
He's a good boy.
And then we move on
He's a
to the
good
next panel where we literally see
Yes.
Tree
we see
stump
Shigaraki's
Shigaraki.
Yeah,
just
so we got all the fun parts out. Now
now into some serious.
now it's just sad. So
I mean, it looks like a tsunami. Literally,
a tsunami.
half of the city.
Tsunami.
No, look at the panel. Look at the
Yeah,
panel.
I see.
Of the
No,
decay.
this is the equivalent of a nuke going off for the third time
Okay.
in Japan.
Whoa.
Hey, now.
Whoa.
I definitely still go with the because it looks
It
like
does
everything's
look like a bit of a
crashing
wave.
down. Like,
Yes.
yeah, like
I would
I
also
say
say
tsunami,
tsunami.
but we'll table that one. For
So I love Cape Shigaraki. Shigaraki in a cape was like
Okay, just look at the detail on that cape.
It's true.
Yeah, I mean, I was actually thinking, how the hell do you detail a cape when you're only when it's evidently a black cape with shadows on it, like.
Well, I mean, if you read Berserk, you know how to color a cape.
Yeah, that's true.
But funny enough, so I looked up what X-Less's costume looks like, because apparently he appeared in the anime during the overhaul arc. Overhaul arc.
Oh, he was just one of the people who was with the.
Yeah, he was just in the background.
So I guess he's a sidekick at one of the organizations.
Right, he was just in the background at the Night Eyes meeting room, and turns out his costume is red, white, and light blue. Very American. God, there's so many American superheroes in Japan. But it's interesting that Shigaraki is now wearing his cape, because the way it's drawn would imply that it's black. But if the anime's coloring is to mean anything, it's red.
Well, it could also be affected by the decay and all of the fighting, and it's been a while since we've seen him since.
That's true.
I wouldn't be surprised if that means X-Less just got his costume updated, but.
Yeah. I mean, and then later on, is that the machine that X-Less was saying he should destroy?
Yes, and he kept it alive.
And
he actually destroyed the machine.
And one of the...
Oh, that's right. So that machine evidently is just based on what Shigaraki says here. After the doc went through all that trouble to make most of them, now they're ruined. Overhaul would be very disappointed. Interesting that we get but so that machine apparently is what allows them to consolidate a quirk into a vial.
So there's something
Oh, are you sure?
I've heard it was the bullets. I've heard it was the bullets being. But I've heard both ways.
Yeah, like to make more of. I definitely think it's the bullets. The way Shigaraki's phrasing it.
Interesting that we get in,
because like I don't think you'd ever talk about Overhaul if he was just talking about way to gather.
Yeah, and it's interesting that they were able to mass produce them to the level of having a machine.
Well, what's interesting about the Doctor is that Dr. Ujiko so far has basically blown everything we know about the biology of quirks out of the water.
It's true.
Yeah,
and
completely.
With using Overhaul's breakthrough and using Ares' quirk to destroy quirks, quote unquote, he managed to just reproduce it on a greater scale without necessarily Harry being present, which is incredible for them.
Also,
but.
Why does Shigaraki have finger gloves?
No, it's just it's him missing like most of his hand.
That's That's his hand that was blown apart.
No, I know that, but why does he have gloves over the fingers that he has left?
I think it might be like holding his fingers together.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure how that.
Okay, maybe I'll go with I'll take that one. But I could have it doesn't make any sense because he couldn't act like he can activate his quirk without the 5.
Yeah, these days,
anymore, but so it doesn't. I don't know why you'd have
coverings.
It doesn't make... Yeah, it just seems odd to me. Because, wouldn't that mean he wouldn't be able to activate his quirk with his left hand?
That may actually be a plot point later.
It might be, yeah.
Think about it. Because if that's the case, and, we've been seeing people losing their quirks because their body parts are removed all the time, Overhaul, for example, that would be an interesting thing if they find out, if Deku realizes this and goes, okay, all I have to do is break his arm.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I need to do. That's the one thing I need to do.
The other thing...
And that's how he defeats him, is by breaking his fucking arm.
In the next panel, there's something, I'm not sure what it is. I know he's holding the phone in page 10.
Right.
But at the top left...
that's Gigantomachia holding the radio.
Oh, okay.
So when Shigaraki speaks into
the phone,
his voice comes out of the radio.
Right. I forgot about that point. I'm sorry. Yes.
Right. So interesting. So real quick thing. So when I first saw Shigaraki's prosthetic, quote unquote, where his fingers used to be, I thought that was a gun. Like Foo Fighters in Part 6, where it's just a gun where her fingers should be. So Shigaraki's just walking around I'm gonna decay you. Just kidding. Bam! Interesting. So we've been actually funny enough. So we've been talking about Overhaul a fair amount so far in this chapter, and he's only mentioned once.
I believe I still hold the belief that they are going to go to the prison and that we're going to see Overhaul again.
It's a given. It has to.
Yes, I just think it's going to happen soon.
Come on. There's no...
No, I guarantee that because look at, just based off what Shigaraki says right now, literally
we're going
the
to
next
destroy
page,
everything.
To me, bring the others, this is when we destroy everything. Where else is he going?
Well, he could still technically go to the mansion.
No, he's saying Makia
I guess
go
that's
to
true.
him. So
He's
saying
telling,
come from
yeah.
him.
So Makia is at the mansion. He's telling him to bring him to the hospital. But when he says bring the others, I'm not sure if that means the League, meaning Toga, Compress, and Dabi, or if that means
Everybody.
Everyone.
That's true.
Ooh, yeah, that's another one. I just took it as like the League, like the lieutenants, but that is a big point.
Yeah, because
Because if it was everybody.
what if Makia hears that and is just like, or what if that's what Shigaraki means, but Makia hears what he says and goes, "Oh,
Everybody.
the others,"
I mean,
and he's just like he's got like in left hand all for one, right hand overhaul. He's got Kurogiri on his head, like I got them all, boss, and he's like, "Wait, I had a plan for them." And then Stain just stabs him because Stain didn't like Shigaraki.
it's true. And then in the next panel we have the more development on Hawks, and we do know he's still alive as
And getting
as
and all that.
Which is good.
yes.
Which is a good thing.
Also, speaking of guys with guns for fingers, there's a cowboy. Look at the first.
Oh my God,
panel,
it's
page
just
12.
it's just McCree.
McCree.
It's
It actually looks more like what's that? You guys ever watch Justice League Unlimited?
Yes.
There was this
Yes.
one.
Outlaw.
Outlaw.
Oh my God, I know exactly who you're
Was
talking.
his name
oh, no,
Outlaw?
I'm not
I don't remember. Like not Jonah Hex.
Jonah Hex. Okay, not Jonah
He
Hex.
kind of looks like
Never
Jonah
mind
Hex,
then.
but in Justice League Unlimited there was the character. I think his name was Outlaw. He had a white cowboy hat. and
That
was-
sounds about right.
But yeah, it's what it kind of looks like to me.
That does not.
God,
look
I
white.
feel like there are so many much more interesting characters in the background. Like he is
but, like, come on,
Horikoshi
we
is
were-
wasting. I don't know about wasting. He's wasting so many great character designs
There's
on
a guy
people
on
who
a
die
flying disc.
immediately.
Yeah, there's a guy on a disc.
Yeah, that's something.
flying. He's got a cape.
Frozone's here.
Or
The guy in the bottom left looks
Yo,
like
there's
the
a guy- wait,
protagonist
it
from
kind of looks like
that's
the
good.
Silver Surfer.
That
Ace
looks like Star Lord's
Detective. Or,
gun.
what was it called? The courtroom anime.
Oh, Phoenix Wright.
Yeah, Phoenix Wright.
Yes.
It also kind of looks like he's holding Star Lord's
A
gun.
little bit.
I thought it was a screwdriver. I thought it was a screw gun.
That's what I thought at first. But I'm like, wait, no, that has to have some sort of
and then-
projectile in it.
And
I'm
then we
gonna
get
say
Let's
Star
get back
Lord.
on track. So we got fucking Tokiyami
yes.
running for his goddamn life.
Yes.
Hey, he's
And
flying.
the agreement
Fine,
with him and Fat Gum.
I think Vacum had to like consider like, should I follow him?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely like, okay, he's got this. We can do this. Also, why is Fatcom so far away from
'Cause he
everything?
can't
It's
run.
really
Well,
funny.
Fatgum was running
there's
away with the
nothing around
kids,
him.
right? And then
Oh,
when
right,
when Tokiyami ran away, he was like, "Oh well, I still gotta get these kids going, so I'm gonna keep running, but then I'm gonna go back and figure out what he's doing." But then when he started figuring, like he's like, "Okay, he's been away for a while," so he drops the kids, turns back around, starts chasing after Tokiyami. Then Tokiyami comes back over his head carrying Hawks, and Fatgum's like, "Well, wait." And
was
so now what is Fatgum even planning on doing? Because we don't see him again for this chapter. Like what's?
I think he's just I think he's just, you'll probably see him again, like trying to help people.
I think
get
he
out
would
with the
try and
Maybe,
help
but
Hawks.
I mean, like, holy crap!
I think you would go with Tokiyami and Hawks. In that panel at the top left, he is sort of running towards the forest where Tokiyami is going towards.
Fatgum's.
Yeah, but I think he's running back from the forest, because like when you see the first panel,
That's
you
true.
see him, he like sees Tokiyami
Like he just got out of the
coming
forest.
over behind him. Yeah, so like it's like he's going back in after
That's true.
helping people.
All right.
get out.
I mean, the way I read that panel is he's standing still, like, you should get to the medics. All right, no one.
That's true.
He's just big chilling.
Oh, okay, but we will be the first to admit that we were incorrect about the first panel we see Mount Lady fighting in. The second one we were correct about, but the first
Yes.
one we were wrong.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hey, we see her doing like a stand rush, which is pretty awesome. Against Getten, whom I mistakenly thought was a woman.
I told you.
Well-
I told you. I've been saying this for weeks. It is a male. I was correct. I don't care about the eyelashes.
character who's male and has eyelashes drawn on. I was so thrown off. What the fuck was I supposed to think? The only other character who has eyelashes is Tetsu. Like, fucking...
And then
What am I supposed to do with this information?
and then in the next couple panels, we get to see Toga use her quirk again.
Yeah, so that guy that fucking twice stabbed in the head. Remember him? He just showed up and was just...
Oh wait, yeah.
Yes.
Which is funny because Twice and this character actually have very similar designs.
true.
Whoa. Gunhead.
No, that's not Gunhead.
In the next page.
No, but literally gun forehead.
Oh. Yeah.
Gun forehead.
How has blood come out of that?
Well, he's still human.
what?
It's motor oil.
But like she. Okay, fine. I'll
You
take
know,
that.
the guns that run on motors. Yeah, I know things about ballistics. What do you...
Shut up, man. We're trying to
I
make
have a
sense
rail
here.
gun. It runs on diesel fuel and coal.
And then,
What if that was your quirk and it just consumed diesel fuel and you could just shit out bullets at high speeds?
yes. And then we
My
see...
God.
We finally get to see Dobby joining back up with the League to a
Yeah,
point.
so Dobby's like just chilling. Like he's like singed, but he's still like having a good time.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, what's up, Mr. Compress?
How
How
is
you
he?
been?
How does he still have clothing?
It's made of leather.
Probably.
And leather doesn't burn. It is flame
true.
resistant. But it still burns, especially when you consider that his flames
true.
are hotter than
Maybe
air.
so. However,
This is anime.
I wouldn't be surprised.
If he
I
was in
wouldn't be
fact
surprised if he like covers himself in like flame retardant jelly every time he goes to fight. You know how like when you go
Like
to
Vaseline.
a stunt show and a guy gets out of the car lit on fire and he has like 8 layers of clothing in
Yeah,
between.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's probably something like that. I hope it's something like that because I love the idea of him getting ready for a battle. Like, oh shit! Okay, the guys are here. Give me a moment as I apply my my flame retardant jelly. Or is it like Caesar
Hold
from JoJo, where it's like all my clothes are coated in soap all the time, constantly, even my underwear.
Oh my gosh.
Look at the way Compress is looking. Like he's like squatting
chilling.
over the ledge.
Oh,
there.
dude, he's like I can't tell if he's like quivering in fear or if
I think he's
he's
just watching.
like shittily pretending to be Slavic.
Well, the Japanese do that too.
Also, I really enjoyed the interaction between Dabby and Compress, where he's like, "Where'd you run off to? You're meant to be a lieutenant." And he's like, so are you."
Anyway, it doesn't work. Moving on. You're supposed to be in charge. You are too. Yeah, but like that's
never
bullshit.
mind.
Anyway.
Yes. And then we get to see
And then Cat Eyes.
Cat Eye melting Toga without a mouth.
That's
I
terrifying.
hold on, sorry, but I need Mr. Compress to get some like
Development.
development.
Yeah.
I want Mr. Compress because he has such
Anything?
a cool quirk, and the most we ever saw him do with it was during the Bakugo kidnapping thing.
Yes.
Yeah, when he took.
Yeah, like
people-
he turned like Tokiyami into a marble and all this cool. And he's done some cool shit, and he was a great character, and the magician aesthetic was always wonderful. And I also love how his mask changes every time we see him. It's never been the same mask twice.
It's true.
Twice.
Haha.
So like,
Rip.
no
more twists. And then we do get to see this giant hand, which
Yes. So Toga fucking
is that Toga or is that Mafia?
rips it up. Oh no, the hand is definitely that. But I'm talking about we're talking about Toga
yes.
now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So first we get a little bit of something with so like this is the first time we see Gang Orca since he was initially being attacked by Vanilla Ice, the lesser
Yes.
in the last chapter. But and like everyone's dead.
It's true.
Everyone surrounding Gang Orca is dead. And Toga is naked. And I am also naked.
No.
She's
No,
a high
course.
schooler.
And I am dead.
Don't finish that sentence.
It's amazing how she keeps
But
her hair
anyway.
up during all
It's true.
this.
We get this awesome looking panel with the giant hand, and Toga just not giving a single crap.
Not giving a shit. She's like, yeah, no,
Dude,
this
it's
is cool.
parallelism. It's from Shigaraki's dream sequence. It's a giant hand, everyone. Oh my
blah,
god.
blah, 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 blah.
Yes.
But yeah, Gigantamakia, I mean, I knew he was big, but
Yeah,
I
it
feel like his
seems
scale
like-
changes every time
I mean,
he's
that
drawn.
could be part of.
Yeah, I guess like maybe his. Yeah, it could be part of the quirk. But like, okay, is the thing he's bending?
I think it's
around
wires,
rebar?
just- yeah.
That's-
Yeah, because I mean, Rebar wouldn't have
Okay,
nearly
I
as
hope
much
it's just
give.
wires.
No, it would snap first.
That's what I
Well,
was
it's
thinking.
true,
but
but it's also
Big
I
Boy-
think the rebar would
That
snap.
doesn't change the properties of metal.
This is also an anime panel, so yeah.
Oh, the
Pinky does
pinky
kind of
looks
look
weird.
weird. the pinky.
Oh no, I can't.
But I mean,
that.
No, the pinky looks fine. I mean, I could.
Oh man.
Oh wait,
it's
no,
a little
weird.
bent weird.
Oh.
No, yeah, no, it does not look right.
A little bit.
It looks
Actually,
like
I mean, I'm looking
thumb.
at my own hand, trying to mimic it as much as I can, and yeah, I mean, it's
It's just bent a
I can't
lot.
cross over that much.
But it's fine.
Yeah, it's just bent a lot. Yeah, it's like you don't
Pretty-
notice it.
I also-
I was planning on getting a poster of
You
this
notice it
panel,
a
so-
lot.
Also-
And it's the only one that you can
Yeah.
see the toe.
toe.
Can we
fingernail.
could I also say this? I cannot wait for this to be animated.
It was good.
Oh God, it'll be
This is gonna be so
ridiculous.
cool.
Like it'll quickly become like a Gundam anime type shit. Because there is no way you can animate.
We don't even know what happens next.
Like, call Studio Trigger, call the guys who do fucking Gurren Lagann to do the hand rising out of the ground. Like, that's, come on.
That is pretty fitting.
Like, that is ridiculous. So then we
And
go
then
to the
we
next
get
page. Endeavor
Buffalock.
versus Dio Rocky. Because seriously, look at him. He looks like Dio.
I mean, honestly, no. I definitely thought he looked more like Griffith in this.
Look,
panel.
I read JoJo. I don't read Berserk.
I agree.
That's fair. We'll get.
But I'm seriously getting like super, because he even looks bigger.
Yes,
now.
he looks.
He was not nearly as
built.
ripped
Oh,
before
he's
this.
buff. He is buff.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
is
he's
a
also
buff
like wearing
boy.
like kinda armor. I think. I'm
This
not
kind
really
of-
sure what you'd call that.
I think it's just the heart.
No,
this
I think
kind of
that's just,
reminds
like,
me.
the
I think
harness
this kind of
using.
calls back to again the whole nomufication a bit, a little bit.
It actually kind of reminds me of Nine's costume from the Heroes Rising movie.
Oh well,
yeah, I
no,
think it's like a
actually,
harness,
I did
yeah,
hear
I
about
think,
this. This is it's almost exactly the same costume as, I don't know the character, but the main villain who had like an all for one in the movie. Yeah, Nine.
Yeah.
I never watched
So
that.
that's
Yeah,
interesting
Nine, that was
because Nine the character is canon, but the movie isn't.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that works out.
So this has become.
Fucking
This
how
is
does
kind of
that
like an
work?
all for one
doesn't-
uniform
that does
at this
not make
point.
sense.
yeah, it's the uniform. Having white hair, and fucking weirdly armored thing. Yeah, because Nine had white hair. All for One had white hair before he went bald.
True.
Shigaraki's got white hair. Yes, he
Nine have
did.
White hair?
And every flashback in which we see him with hair, it is indeed white.
No, not all
No,
for
yeah, it
one.
was
I'm
like-
saying Nine.
It was like white or gray. I mean, I watched it in
Oh, yeah,
London,
you're right.
so
I'm
I don't
just
know. If,
completely. I
doubt the color is different
yeah,
across
I
the
forgot.
pond.
But this last panel, the middle last panel, another
Incredible.
scene.
I wanted color because it reminds me of like a biblical
Yeah,
painting.
another scene that I cannot wait to see animated.
Yeah, because you got to think he's actually saying Shigaraki
Yes.
while he's flying at him. So, like, getting a moving Endeavor, screaming
Shigaraki's not
Shigaraki.
screaming.
And, like, Shigaraki just being like,
I love when you go
"Sup,
like,
bro?
"Damn, number one,
What's good?"
you're one hell of a wake up call." Like, fucking, where did this absolute goddamn Chad come from?
Look, he was always there.
He-
He just was itchy the entire time.
He was too itchy.
It's like a bad sunburn all over his body.
Lift,
Hey, that's
lift your
painful.
chin, kid.
I mean, his skin is
Your crown
constantly
is slipping.
decaying. So,
I don't know if that's actually what that is.
well, that's what I lead it up to.
Ooh,
He also
yeah, I think it's
he also
just
cannot apply
think it's just
chapstick because it will
bad
just
skin, boy.
rot away in his hands.
Burn. You use all 5
Yes, I
fingers
do.
to apply chapstick?
Well, when you got a face like that,
God, that would look ridiculous.
when you got a face like that,
Hold on, wait. I gotta. Do I have something I
Oh,
can
dude,
try
just
that out with me
grab a
about?
pencil and do like the Italian hand thing.
well, you
I
get like
can't-
the lip.
I
you
can't-
It
get-
I
hurts.
can't imagine. Like, why do you not
No,
just
I'm-
use
I'm
like
joking.
2
It hurts to have all 5 touching one thing. Ow. It fucking hurts.
Ah.
Oh my god.
Hold it sideways.
Anyway. Fuck me. Okay, so I feel like I feel like a ton happened in this chapter, but there's also like not very much to talk about.
Yeah,
No, I mean,
nothing happened.
'cause-
at all.
It's all kind
I
of
mean, I think the
development.
biggest theory spurs here are basically the fact that we find out that they were reproducing Overhaul's bullets, an Overhaul name drop, Gigantomachia doing something,
moving.
and Endeavor is now
I
fighting
mean,
Shigaraki.
and Toga. Toga just
And Toga's
going
doing
off,
whatever Toga
going
does.
off.
Just cutting throats in every which way.
She's kind of gone and she's kind of
Yeah, because
she's kind of taken over the.
she doesn't have her
No.
her apparatus
Well,
with her.
the apparatus,
So
her
that is-
her support items were more so for the sake of retrieving blood. Like,
Yeah, no, exactly. But I'm saying, like, she doesn't have, like, whatever blood she's using currently, she does not have a storage of. So with the only quirks we should be seeing are people she.
yeah, you
just
know, the
recently
reason that
killed.
she used the first guy's disguise is because he was already dead nearby. So, I mean, I'm under the impression that she's just
Yeah,
like doing the
exactly.
vampire thing, where she's running up to dead people whose
Yeah.
throats she just slashed and just sucking.
Or she's licking her knife. We're definitely getting a panel of Toga licking her knife would be covered
yeah.
very often.
God, this Horikoshi is into two things: thighs and blood play.
Hey,
Stained.
whoa, hey.
Case and point. Yeah, Vlad, fucking case and point. Two. Man, Horikoshi must be freaky. Dude. I can't imagine trying to have a haircut like hers.
Well,
I don't know why I'm just like.
What do you mean?
Because it's just two really messy buns and this crazy, the biggest bangs
Toga,
I've
okay.
ever seen.
oh yeah, Toga. Well, again, anime.
Obviously, but you know the
Yes.
cosplayers have figured it out.
Okay, honestly though, why does she have like gills
What?
in the middle of her
Gills?
face? Like just
Those are just
the six like
those are just
things there.
inflections of just.
I know
I
it just
didn't even
looks
consider
weird.
that. I thought it was just like I think they're just really big eyebrow.
Yeah.
She has three
don't
different
know.
eyebrows.
She,
Okay.
she also has no
man.
mouth in that.
Every
shot.
time when Horikoshi draws Deku angry, he gets like a second nose bumped above his regular nose because of how angry he is. Like we've already been saying, Horikoshi draws his expressions into such a wild degree that you have to
Yeah.
just go like, "What's that?" Her eyes are in her cheeks. Yeah, okay.
I mean, if you look at the next
Oh,
scene, she doesn't like. It looks like an alien face. The next panel.
Absolutely, and I think that was definitely intentional
Yeah.
because holy fuck, you just killed twice.
Yeah.
Twice is
True.
dead. Toga's like, because I mean, remember flashing back to the Overhaul arc, her and Twice had so much development together that like for that to be taken away from her is such a big deal
Oh,
for her.
and the my villain.
That she's probably never gonna be the same, you know. Like she may have a second quirk awakening even because she's so goddamn pissed off.
Oh god. Or is this Super
I mean,
Saiyan?
Yeah,
basically.
her buns just stick straight out to the sides.
She pulls a deck where all of her hair goes straight up.
Yeah, but lightning starts cackling.
My God.
Crackling.
Cackling?
Crackling.
Crackling. There we go. Oh, also, just the sound effect just being
The word doom.
Doom.
Three O's.
Tonight at 11.
Doom.
I mean, she also.
Doom.
she also
So,
has
okay,
the
no, there's
menacing-
regular Doom. Doom. Doom.
I personally welcome our
Boom.
new blood-sucking overlords.
Oh, wait,
Man,
hey.
you never been a
oh,
vamp kid?
man.
Nah, I stayed away from the vamps, man.
If one of
man,
y'all
Castlevania was good,
ain't a
but it
real
wasn't that
vamp
good.
kid... By the way, Castlevania is just JoJo Phantom Blood. Alright, here we go. Theory time. Theory time.
Theory.
Theories,
Good, though.
okay.
So,
So,
yeah.
Also, main female
my
character.
theory.
So let's look at the few things, because there's a few things about theories, because I already listed them before, but like let's just go over again. The only new developments in this chapter, really,
bullets.
is that Hawks is alive, the Overhaul's bullets have still been created, like there's still many of
That's
them
gonna
out there.
be-
They have
And
the
destroyed.
ability to make them. They don't exist anymore, but they
Well,
can
they
make
still, they might still have that.
No, if we can say that
They might still
can
have that
make them
original set of
anymore.
bullets, though.
I feel like I don't know. Like it's one of those things where he kind of just destroy the entire main headquarters of.
Well, he
the
says most of
Doctor.
them are ruined, so there may be
So,
something.
like, Yeah, I definitely think there's some of them. So it's just one of those things like, where the heck is the
It depends
Doctor
on where
gonna
where
do
the
this
Doctor
next?
ends up
Like,
at
he
the
just
end of
has
this
to-
arc, really.
Exactly, yeah. Because at the
Yeah.
time,
We still have
the
him, yes.
heroes have him.
So that's something we know about. We have Gigantamakia's mission to bring the others to Shigaraki, which means he has to not only fight at the mansion, but there's a possibility he may run over to run straight to prison.
Do we have any
80
like
kilometers.
distance relative
80
between
kilometers.
80 kilometers.
8 kilometers?
80.
80.
And Shigaraki kind of
That's
just
like-
destroyed 50 of those.
An hour.
So
Yeah, so realistically, Makia has 20 kilometers of hurdles and then
City.
just flat land.
All right, yeah. So again, do we think the others is the entire Liberation Front, or do we think it is just
I think
the League?
definitely the League of Villains. And from the scene here, like with Toga and the giant hand, we know that Mr. Compress and Dobby are both right there. So it could just be the three of them.
I mean, yeah, realistically, the others has to mean, at the very least, Toga, Compress, and Dobby. All the League of Villains guys who are currently here.
He
Well,
doesn't
but
know that.
Mr.
Yeah, he doesn't know the
Compress
twice
and
so we may get a corpse.
Mr. Compress and Dobby both know he's dead, and Toga also
Right,
knows
so
he's
they could
dead.
be all like, no, don't worry about Makia.
Yeah, so everyone at the mansion knows he's dead. Besides,
But he's gonna
Maki,
get
who
Toga
Maki
and
doesn't
Mr.
care.
Compress and Dobby first, and they all know.
Yeah, Makia's like kind of big dumb. So,
It's true.
did you know that
Yeah.
we saw Makia way before he was introduced in the series?
Yes.
Yeah, that was, Red Riot.
no,
No.
Makia was the big giant monster
Yeah.
thing that was harassing Mina when.
Yeah, that's what I said. Red Riot.
Sorry,
Like,
I forgot
Kirishima,
that
his
Red
backstory.
Riot was the kid
That's
and
his, that's the
Crimson
name
Riot
of his hero.
was the old guy. God.
Yes, he was the one harassing the girls, and then
You would
Mina
think
comes
that
in
if
to
you
help
were the
them, and he was
first-
paralyzed, and that was the main part of his character development. And
Yeah,
that's
but I
when he
didn't realize
changed
that was
his name.
Makia until way, way later.
I mean, it made sense. Like when I was like, "Oh, wait, the speech bubble."
It does also point out that Makia has
it all
gotten
makes
a lot
sense
bigger.
now. Well, again, we don't know if his
Size
quirk is
manipulation.
like, yeah, because if he could manipulate it, obviously, I don't think he wants to walk around like an absolute. Because even when we found out about him in the anime, he's just walking around a forest. He's not towering over a
He was
forest.
taller than a number of trees when Shigaraki was fighting him.
When Shigaraki's fighting, him, that's a different time. So it's definitely. I think it's more size control. Like Mountain Lady. Can Mountain Lady get bigger? I think she can. So she has a
Yes.
similar quirk.
Can she get? I mean,
Gigantamakia.
she goes from her normal size to like her big size. Like I don't think she can stop in between.
I think she has very slight variations on it because she had like that whole thing where she went like Titan Cliff during Bakugo rescue scene. Like I think
Yeah.
that was bigger than
And
her
then-
normal size.
And in the first,
Oh,
in the
maybe.
beginning of
Otherwise,
the
it wouldn't be a super
anime,
move, really.
in the beginning of the beginning of this whole series, we see her towering over like buildings and stuff too. When she's
Yeah.
fighting with like the unnamed villain.
Yeah, the first.
when
the
before
first-
But we
Deku
also
has-
need to remember that Horikoshi's ability to draw people on model as far as their heights are concerned.
Yeah,
He's
It's true.
yeah.
It's true.
That's why he gives
Like
them
he is
height.
constantly drawing.
That's why he gives them size quirks. So it's just part of the
Yeah.
quirk, bro.
But okay, do we have any new developments on what we think is going to happen in the future? Because my thoughts are
So-
still the same.
My theory has changed slightly. So I initially thought that going forward, the Tartarus thing was definitely, the Tartarus breakout was definitely going to happen. I just thought it was going to be like a wrap up sub arc that would happen after this arc completed fully. But now that I'm looking at it, Gigantamakia popping up and being told us get the others may act and then come to me. We're destroying everything. And you know, besides
I mean, he has already
besides
destroyed.
Shigaraki himself and maybe even Dobby, those guys' quirks can't really destroy things. It's just Gigantamakia and Shigaraki doing all the heavy lifting then. So in reality, it really is, if Shigaraki wants to destroy everything, as he says, it would be in his best interest to get to Tartarus.
I mean, that would also
pretty quickly.
also destroy the public's view of heroes. Like,
Even more
So,
so than it
well,
already
yes,
has been.
but like breaking out all of those supervillains out of the highest security prison in this, you know.
Yeah, and really,
universe.
that's Shigaraki's main goal, is to just dissolve people's love for heroes and heroes in general. And besides, we already know that basically every hero is here. They are hanging out in this.
Everyone is here.
Yeah, like there are no heroes to be dispatched to Tartarus if anything happens.
Yeah, the only heroes that could possibly do that are... Okay, so out of the top 10, everyone's accounted for, right? So there was...
Yeah, for the most part, every single hero that we've ever seen, and some characters that we haven't seen, is here, except for fucking Death Arms and Slide and Go.
Okay, no, Death... Yeah, but they were accounted for.
Yeah, but they're like,
not there.
They're out and about. They're
Actually,
not there.
you
They're
know
the only
what?
two people I
Death
know that
Arms
aren't there.
might be at Tartarus, having transported Slide and Go there.
Very likely.
Oh, that'd be a great way to kill him.
No.
He's not gonna live. If that's what's happening, he's
I
dead.
know, but like, come on, he's part of the team of Kamui Woods and Mountain Lady. That is an OG
Yeah.
hero team right there.
No, he's one of the first heroes we see.
That actually, I think that is
huge
like
chapters.
that's the first hero that Deku interacts with in the series.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, because he gets yelled at after.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck you thinking, kid? He's like, I was just helping my
I
friend.
just wanted to write in my notebook.
I'm gonna cry. What are you gonna cry? Piss your pants, maybe?
I guess so.
Maybe shit and cum.
Hey, yo. They're children,
but-
Rob.
So, yeah, honestly, that actually is an interesting thing that you bring up. So, Death Arms being the only hero who has just recently captured a villain, interestingly enough, could involve him going to Tartarus with Slide and Go. Granted, Slide and Go's quirk is not exactly,
What even is his
all
quirk?
for one
Can we like...
levels. He can slide and
No,
go.
but is it like Slide
on the ground.
and Go? Is that like the same quirk as Koichi from Vigilantes?
His feet basically does the crawler thing.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of.
So he's just a shitty Koichi. Ugh.
Yeah, that's the way I read it, at least.
Actually, I need to figure out the name of Koichi's quirk, because like if that's...
I think
I'll
it's
get
literally called Glide or something. I honestly am not entirely sure. But, I mean, we don't know, like, jack about Slide and Go's quirk specifically, other than the fact that we've seen this Buzz Lightyear looking ass just slide on his feet like they forgot to give him a walking animation. You know?
Oh, okay.
So it's like-
Koichi's quirk is Slide and Glide.
Oh. Yeah, real different.
It's a very distinct difference, because his has use of hands and feet. And he has to do with both.
Yes. So
Yeah, so, I mean, but fucking, this has nothing to do with anything. I'm just saying this thing. So, if the purpose of Gigantomachia is to not only come out of the ground at the mansion, make his way to the hospital, but also to make it to Tartarus and then go to the hospital, like, if that's the case, then that'd be a great opportunity for Death Arms to be, like, the last line of defense between Gigantomachia and All for One. Then we could get a great, like, splash page of Gigantomachia walking back with every villain we've seen
that
so
would be
far
nuts.
that's still
That would
alive.
be
Like,
nuts.
like, he would have the entire league of villains in one hand, All for One, Stain, Overhaul, Kurogiri, and Slide and Go
Shoulders.
on the other.
One of
His
these things
stupid
is not
face.
like the other.
Yeah, everyone's standing there posing with metal, like, just fucking, like,
They're all just doing
you
a
can hear
JoJo
the electric
pose.
guitar playing, and then there he is with his stupid goddamn chin. Like, hey,
His
guys.
cape that doesn't even go down his entire back. God.
Yeah.
Like, who is this? Like, he looks like Mineta if he was older. Like, it's so...
Chad Mineta.
Chad Mineta.
Like, who the fuck is this guy? But if that's the case, so I would not be entirely surprised if that's the direction this is going. I think Horikoshi's a bit less ambiguous, though. Like, I feel like if he says, and bring the others,
he means yeah.
and bring the others, meaning his friends.
But he says
to
everybody.
him right now.
Right. So, like, just, like, grab the others, bring them to the hospital.
Yeah.
great. And that would mean Gigantomachia grabs the League of Villains, destroys everything on his way to the hospital, where they continue to destroy
Do you
things.
think?
Can you even call it a hospital anymore?
I don't even. It's a
Ground
it's a
zero.
crib now.
It's a platform with a board.
Ground
Comes with a
zero.
tree
Fucking-
stump that didn't used to be here. But again, do you think Gigantomachia might just grab the League of Villains and then just leave without like doing anything at the mansion? Like distinctly follow Shigaraki's
Well,
order
his
to the
orders
T.
were to get the others and bring them to him, but also followed up by, today's the day we destroy everything.
But again,
So I wouldn't be surprised if he goes like, oh,
I think
I could do
it
both.
could be interesting if he just takes it
Literally.
as literally just grab everyone, bring it to him, and then destroy stuff.
I think if
Because
he,
like that could actually leave the heroes at a pretty good spot.
see, I think
at the
he might.
mansion.
I think he might grab the League of Villains, like none of the Liberation Front, and leave the Liberation Front people there to fight the heroes. But then Dobby and then the heroes could probably fight those off. But
Like, Shigaraki doesn't give a fuck about like
exactly,
Yeah, he doesn't
exactly.
care.
So it'd be Dobby, Toga, and Mr. Compress, Gigantomachia, and Shigaraki.
Come on, he's the big bad guy. There we go.
Shigaraki, just while the heroes are like fighting off the villains in the mansion, and they could finish off with the mansion and be like, "Oh, we're done," but where's Shigaraki and all of them? And then they're already at Tartarus.
Yeah, the only issue I have with that is the fact that Compress tells Dobby like, yeah, I tried to stop her and I knew that she would have killed me if
That's
I did.
true.
And I doubt she can kill Gigantomachia, but I think Gigantomachia may have a bit more sense than to just whisk her
That's
away.
true.
But
Than to just
again,
go
like,
oh, you'll go with me if I kill everyone? Great, I'll kill
yeah,
everyone.
that could
That could also be
I
it.
just it wouldn't surprise me if he just grabs all of them and just
just goes.
starts running.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then the
because
heroes
he-
are just
you
like,
know,
what
yeah.
what's going on here? What's
You want me
happening?
to kill that guy for you? I'll totally kill that guy for you.
You should be very worried.
You should be worried because I'll totally kill that guy. It's fun.
But yeah,
I don't know, because we really do need to just like, I guess define just how intelligent Machia is, because we know that he's basically an overpowered dog. He does whatever his master tells him to do, and he does it to the letter, as far as we can tell.
Gigantomachia is Clifford the Big Red Dog if he actually listened.
Well, yeah.
And had a lot more murderous intent.
Wow.
It all comes down to the owner, man. Come on.
He's like Clifford the Big Red Dog if he was also like a fucking I don't know, a pit bull.
Hey, whoa.
I don't want to
Don't
fucking
get into dog breed.
I'm not profiling
aggressiveness.
dog
Come on.
politics. No way. I love dogs. I love pit bulls. I love
They're
me a
adorable.
boxer.
They can't breathe. They're adorable.
They can't
Sorry,
breathe.
I read JoJo. I watch dogs die on a very regular
Oh, yeah.
basis.
I do not support those deaths, but I do read them.
Cars saved one. that
And
loved dogs. That makes no
oftentimes I laugh.
But that's completely unrelated and only due to the art style.
Every time I
Yes.
close my
We all
eyes.
support dog kind here.
Anyway, so I mean that's basically what Maki is
Yes.
because we do need to see whether he follows directions
Well,
as ordered or if when he because like I said he got two separate
Yeah.
he got a mission and he got the goal.
That's true.
He has both of those two
Yeah.
things: the current objective and the ultimate goal. So I wouldn't be surprised if Maki is intelligent enough to go, oh. So I will achieve the objective, while also striving towards the goal.
Yeah.
destroying all that.
So if I
and-
destroy everything in between,
It's true. It's true.
that goes towards destroying
And
everything.
again, Shigaraki has no idea what's going on in the mansion.
Oh, he's got no
so,
clue. He's just like,
like-
oh yeah, hey,
The only issue I would
Like-
have with the him taking time at the mansion would be Shigaraki currently has to deal with Endeavor, which I mean, I'm sure he
that
but like
the Shigaraki Endeavor fight. Do you think it's actually gonna be a fight, or do you think it's just gonna be like immediately derailed by something?
I think it's going to be
outside?
derailed personally.
Like, how so? Because the way I see it is that
I don't.
Endeavor needs to finish this similarly to Hawks, where everyone... Because like they said, all the heroes disappeared that day.
That's true.
Which means that, in my opinion, this means that all the heroes that are going to remain alive must be, like, deeply crippled or something, so that the main characters, the students, can take, like, charge.
It's just a question of how is he going to deal with... Because Endeavor's flying.
He's just
Yeah,
not
Endeavor's
falling.
whole thing doesn't require him to be anywhere near Shigaraki.
Yes.
technically. He doesn't need to be touched. Granted,
Yeah.
he doesn't need to touch you anymore.
Well,
He needs to touch something that you
you need
are
to be
touching.
touching. Yeah.
You know, but he's already decayed the ground. I don't know how... I mean, theoretically, if he can decay the ground, I mean, what's stopping Shigaraki from literally destroying the planet?
Range, but that's it.
If he just keeps decaying down, he will eventually make it to the Earth's core.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he can go 5 kilometers down and he just keeps going down every 50 kilometers,
He would die
that is destroyed
eventually.
beneath him.
You would die before you reach the center.
Yeah. More than likely, but you know.
Yeah.
But
Fell
it's
extreme.
manga.
It's still the question of... I still have the question of how will Shigaraki be able to deal with Endeavor? Because I don't think he could do that on his own. Still.
Yeah, because right now, he's a really poor matchup for Shigaraki, like you said, Jolly.
Yeah.
Like, he can fly. The guy has
Yeah.
maneuverability in the air, does not need to be near you to attack.
Which, interestingly enough, may be his first lesson in how to deal with flying types, which would spell fucking
Throw
Badly.
a rock at him.
issue for Deku later.
Throw a rock.
Yeah, throw a rock
Yeah.
at him.
Rock throw.
Well,
Missed, because
That's
that
my
move
special
always
move.
misses.
you know what it could be? This would be devastating if he had one of the quirk canceling bullets.
Oh, I hear
Oh,
you. I hear that.
dear.
That would be
Now
devastating.
that would be great for Endeavor's character,
No, it
but
wouldn't.
awful
No,
for
that
merchandising.
would be absolutely awful for Endeavor's character. A guy who's...
Why?
'cause, okay, I mean, okay.
His life has been defined by his quirk, by biologically engineering his children to have a better version of his quirk. By losing his quirk, he has to face his own like mortality,
don't
his own
think-
humanity.
They also then
that-
again lose the #1 hero.
Yeah.
Yeah, again.
I don't think anyone could mentally come back from that. And
oh, maybe
That-
not.
well, I
So,
mean,
I
it's-
don't, but
He's lost his
I don't
family, he's lost
want
everything.
Endeavor to not be able to mentally come back from something.
Endeavor's #1 hero status is the last thing he's got.
Yeah.
It's true.
If he loses that, then it's all
It's
over.
true.
And his quirk, the thing that got him there. Like, I feel like, okay,
Yeah.
his name may be Endeavor, but I don't want to have to see him endure through half of this year.
Which is really saying something, because the guy was a total fucking dickhead until recently.
Yeah, but like he's still okay. Look, he's not a redeemed character, and he will never be a truly redeemed character. But you can still feel empathy and sympathy for the guys in the situation that he's in now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He's like, the bad guy villain type that teenage girls pine over. He's a little bit.
He's the
He's
edgy.
a little
He's
redeemable, but
the,
not
he's the
quite.
He's
edgy
also
king.
thick.
He's also thick
He's like the Onceler if he was thick
and on fire.
and on fire.
Constantly burning.
But those quirk bullets, they really kind of threw me for a loop because I did not anticipate their
Oh, I anticipated they were coming back.
appearance
But I didn't,
anytime
Yeah,
soon.
no.
It does make sense that it would be there. That it definitely would make sense that it's in the doctor's care. Definitely would make sense that they were trying to replicate them.
It
was fast.
but it's one of those plot points from that arc that I just totally forgot about. That Shigaraki hunted down Overhaul's car that he was being transported in, took the bullets, destroyed his arms, and then left with the bullets. And then we never talked about it again. It was never a thing that ever came back up again until
And
just
we
now.
still haven't
and I
even
was
talked
totally
about
caught off guard.
the bullets that enhance or restore quirks, right? Because those did exist.
that's true.
Yeah, the blue ones restored. I don't know if they enhanced, but they definitely restored.
Okay, yeah, I think he talked about it in his world view when he was explaining his plot, but I could just be misremembering.
I do think they did enhance
Right.
because we did see them with the fight against Shoto. With the crazy guy with the sword thing.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
yes,
yeah,
they
yeah.
absolutely
Yes.
enhanced. We're
Oh,
done.
yeah, and Red Riot.
The guy
Yeah,
at
no,
the
I
Yeah,
think
Red
that's-
Riot. Sorry, yeah. The origin
No,
of
you're
the.
right. You're right. Yeah.
Sun Eater.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, Sun Eater. Good
Yeah.
man.
Oh man, I totally
Tamaki.
forgot about that.
Yeah, they definitely
Man,
had
I need
quirk
Mirio to get his quirk back.
Oh
like,
man,
ASAP.
dude, the return of Lemillion. Like, I want that arc to
See,
happen.
that's
and I want
the-
Eri.
Like,
That's the other reason why I think
love Mirio.
that
I have a
the
Mirio statue, damn it.
that's the other reason why I think maybe the quirk canceling bullet could come into play here. Because now that they have the Doctor, they could potentially get the blue bullets.
they not only have the Doctor, they also have Eri.
Yeah.
So that would be an interesting moral conundrum
Yeah.
where it's like, okay, we could give Mirio back his quirk and get the ability to remove the quirks of villains at the expense of this little girl we saved.
Yeah, it's one of
Yeah.
those things where you get into some 1984 type
Yeah.
type.
Yeah.
Like the good of the many for the few.
Yeah.
It's one of those, and that would be a great moral like.
I don't
arc
think
to go
I
through.
don't think Horikoshi would want to go down that route.
Maybe not.
'Cause, like,
but, you can already tell that this series is going down a dark fucking
Yeah,
road.
but I don't think it'll go down the route where they'd start taking away the quirks of villains.
Yeah, I don't
like,
think they would do that
whenever
either.
they do a crime. I think that would be
Oh, maybe not.
very.
I mean, I personally think that the way the
unbased.
whole series ends is with nobody having a quirk.
Yeah, like one of those things
Possible.
where everyone has a power, then everyone's powerful, like no one's super. Like, the whole incredible
Syndrome.
thing.
If everyone's super,
Nobody is.
no.
I mean, that's
Yeah,
kind
I
of
just couldn't
already
remember
the
the quote.
society they live in, though, to a point.
Yeah, except All Might, because
Kinda.
he's super.
Well, yeah.
He's
yeah.
super.
He's actually
double super.
sorry,
He's
my
Mr.
bad, my bad.
Super.
He is plus ultra.
He's
Yeah. Me and Rob, me and you have
Okay.
discussed the does does he like does Horikoshi enjoy the Incredibles?
Yeah, no, we talked about that last time.
Yeah.
we talked about this on the last cast.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, he has to,
Yeah.
but we're not retreading that ground. Shut up. We're not talking about it. It's over. He got his cape. Fuck him.
Okay.
Man, Endeavor with a cape. Would look
No,
Well, it would
wouldn't.
burn.
Dude, that makes no sense.
It would burn.
I don't give a shit whether it makes
If it
sense.
was-
Okay.
if it was a
Always make things look
flame
cool.
cape,
Okay. Let's
completely different.
wrap up here.
An on
We've been
fire.
Yeah, let's
shit.
We've been
do
going
some
for an
more-
hour.
some
Let's wrap
final
up.
Theory crafting.
So, final thoughts.
Tartarus.
Tartarus.
I don't think
Tartarus.
we're gonna get. I think we're gonna get one more chapter of Toga being like crazy.
Nuts. Yeah.
But I do think that Gigantomachia is just going to take them and go to Shigaraki. I
Yes.
don't think it involves the Liberation Front. I think they're just gonna leave them there to fend for themselves.
Oh, the army's
Yes,
fucked.
I agree.
Don't forget. Regardless.
But in general, they're going to leave the Makia and group, leave the mansion, go to Shigaraki, destroy society as we know it.
Death.
Yeah, in
Who
general.
do we think?
I think-
next is waving the largest death flag here.
All Might.
Well, I'm actually kind of in a weird thing with that because I'm not so quite sure any named character is particularly going to die in the next few chapters that we haven't seen already die.
All
Yeah.
Might.
Like, we may see... Like, I was saying, if we do end up going to Tartarus and he's already there, Death Arms, definitely. But any main character who hasn't already died at this point, I can't see many others dying at this point. Maybe Gang Orca.
Oh man.
But, yeah, I know.
Like
Maybe.
Yeah. I mean,
I can't see many
Oh
others.
my-
I can't see Endeavor dying, right? You can't, but like,
No, there's no way he's gonna die. He's got so much more to
Except
do.
he went, I want to
There's
live.
so much more of that arc that still needs to be done. No, all right. So All Might's a given. He has to die. He's a shonen. He's the mentor. He's the
but
father
okay,
figure. He
but
has to die.
okay.
It's a
If
given.
we're going off.
It's just a matter of when.
Okay, so are you saying none of us know anything about Naruto here? But like, if
It's not true.
I know
I watched
Jack.
Naruto.
if we're yeah. So, Charlie, you know this. So, is All Might more like Jiraiya, or is Endeavor in this case because he was the most recent mentor?
No, All Might.
Okay, so
All Might gave
Might's
him.
probably-
All Might gave him his final power.
Yeah, just like Jiraiya. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, realistically, I mean, Deku's kind of going down the more like his story arc is more similar to like Aang from the Avatar, where All Might is like Avatar Roku in this situation, but Endeavor is like one of the other bending teachers.
He's the guru.
Because he needs to learn each... Yeah, he needs to learn each, like, aspect
Iroh.
of being a hero in the Not quite.
No.
A bit less peaceful than
Just a
him.
tad. Just take away the peacefulness, you know. And the tea.
Where's my lotus piece? Shoto! Have some tea with me!
Okay, all right. So in conclusion,
All right, so yeah, my final thoughts. Just let me know what you think. Short-term forecast: Makia and the rest of the League of Villains tear things up. Possible Tartarus breakout. Long-term goals: like I keep saying every episode this arc, all the heroes that are named and pro-heroes are going to be either crippled or dead, and they're all going to go underground. And this will lead us into the students taking charge as the new de facto heroes.
Time skip.
time skip.
Possible
do
time
we
skip.
think, like, at this point, do we think there's going to be a time skip?
Yes.
I think we gotta have at least 1 or 2 chapters showing how the villains are,
Yeah,
like,
how are
have
they
established
destroying
themselves
everything?
a power base. Right. And then we're gonna have a time skip showing like what they did, how that affected things.
Yeah.
You know, we may have one of those classic one of those classic alternate reality deals where suddenly their school uniforms are all black with like spikes sticking out of it. They're like, this sucks. Yeah, you know, like in Star Trek when they went to a different universe and the bad guys all had goatees,
That's,
like that kind of shit.
yeah, okay.
But
I see. Yeah.
You know,
I agree.
so
I
definitely
agree.
upcoming time skip, I think. But
I agree with basically everything you said. So
so yeah, this has been chapter 273. It went a bit longer than I anticipated, but fuck me.
all right.
Plus Ultra. You know?
Plus Ultra.
So yeah, plus Ultra.
Thanks for listening.